to WCSN. I'm Sutton.
And I'm Ian.
Do you think it will keep snowing?
Hard to say with Indiana's unpredictable weather. I can't really say. Did you know that some Tigers are going to Europe this summer? Sarah went out to learn more of the details.
Hey Tigers, I'm here today with Miss Johnson with the upcoming Europe trip in 2025. Let's see what she has to say.
This tour is actually called Explore Iceland. It is the north and the south region of Iceland. And some of the things that we're going to be doing, it's much more a nature, recycling, enjoying the world type thing for kids that are interested in a little bit of a maybe cooler climate rather than some of the hotter ones in Europe. It is going to be June 19th through the 26th of 2025. That's 2 years out because I already have a trip planned to Greece for 2024, and I have another trip planned for this summer as well. Anyone in the high school can come. The other chaperone that will be going is Mrs. Goff, the science teacher, and I'm super excited about that. But anybody can choose to come. You don't have to be in a certain class. You don't have to be in my class or her class. Anyone who's interested in seeing the world and experiencing it that way. The call-out meeting for this trip will be this spring. It'll probably be sometime in late February to early March. The date hasn't been set yet.
What a great opportunity for high school students. Now let's hear an update from Aiden about our Warsaw sports.
Last week, your wrestling team took on Fort Wayne Northside. They won with a final score of 78-6. This Saturday, they will travel to Plymouth High School for their sectional matchups. On Friday, your varsity boys basketball team beat Concord with a final score of 52-35. Jackson Gould became the 13th Tiger in Warsaw boys basketball history to pass the 1,000-point mark in his career. He also passed Tiger basketball alumni Marty Lamont for 12th place on the all-time Tiger scoring list. The boys then traveled to Valparaiso on Saturday and won with a final score of 61-58. Jackson put up an impressive 24 points, passing Jason McKenzie on the list. He currently sits in 11th. Your varsity boys basketball team will play against Northwood tonight in the Tiger Den. Your varsity girls basketball team played Concord this weekend. They outscored Concord 37-0 in the first quarter. They finished the game with a final score of 71-16. This game clinched the outright Northern Lakes Conference title. Your girls basketball team will travel to Concord on Tuesday for their sectional matchup.
Great job, Tigers, and congratulations to your bowling team for winning their first regional title.
And congratulations to your Select Theater cast on receiving first place at their state competition. Now, let's head over to Emma and Chase for your question of the day.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Hi Tigers, I'm Chase.
I'm Emma. Ready, 1, 2.
Hey Tigers, I'm Chase.
And I'm Emma.
And it's time for your question of the day.
And for today's question, what would you do if you got $1 million?
And for our second question, pineapple on pizza, why or why not?
If I had $1 million.
A house.
There you go. What kind of house? Just a big old mansion? Where at, California?
No, New York. What? California's so lame. Everybody goes to California. It's New York is where it's at.
That's facts.
I would take it and spend it on the Wild Hogs and have wing nights every night.
Yeah!
I'd buy an island.
First thing I'll buy with $1 million, a car.
Save it.
I'd put some in my Roth IRA, and then I'd go on a crucero. I'd go on a cruise, all inclusive.
Not go to school.
Me too.
Buy a Lambo.
I don't know, go to concerts. Spend it.
Wait a minute. Question of the day? If I had $1 million, I'd buy a bunch of stuff. Pineapple on pizza, why or why not?
Pineapple on pizza, definitely, because everyone needs a little fruity in their pizza.
Yeah, okay.
Today's question of the day. Pineapple on pizza, why or why not?
I'm gonna go yes. Just a little tangy tang on the Zop.
Pineapple on pizza is only good if it's barbecue sauce.
It's a crime. It's a crime.
No, because that's disgusting.
No, because it doesn't taste good.
Actually, my favorite pizza of all time is barbecue chicken pizza with pineapple. It is the best. It's the best in thin crust. Very controversial.
No. Yes.
Depends on the day.
No. Ew.
It depends on the pizza. Like, it's not a bad thing. You get a little culture, a little flavor in your life. It's okay.
Absolutely not. It's fruit. It shouldn't go on pizza.
Am I paying for the pizza?
No.
Then I don't care what's on that pizza.
Definitely pineapple on pizza. It just adds a whole new flavor to it, so.
I've only had pineapple pizza once, and I hated it. I think that pizza should stay savory and not sweet. What about you?
Well, me personally, I've only ever had pineapple pizza twice. It was okay, but it can't top a good pepperoni.
If you missed learning about the new tardy policy, here's Griffin to explain what happened.
Hey Tigers, last week Thursday, January 19th, during enrichment were the class meetings. The senior, sophomore, junior, and freshman classes discussed scholarships, career opportunities, pathways, and honor roll, as well as the new tardy policy. Here it is.
Welcome back from Christmas break. This is Coach Moore touching base about some changes that we have coming up this second semester that we would like to bring you up to speed on. We have had an attendance committee meet a handful of times to look at our current tardy and attendance policies. We've had great time to look back and reflect on things that have gone well and haven't gone well since we've come out of COVID. And we've made a decision to make a pivot here in the middle of the semester and kind of change some of the things that we're going to do. Starting this second semester, we are going to alter our attendance policy specifically for tardies. And that's going to impact you in a significant way, and we want to make sure you're on board with this. So the first thing is now tardies will be cumulative. In the past, it was a per period tardy policy. Now we're going to go back to a cumulative. So, for example, when a student picks up their 5th tardy overall, there will be a consequence that now follows that. And the system now is tiered every 5. So there's a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. At each of those levels, students will now get dinged with some sort of a consequence, and that now is going to escalate more than it maybe has in the past. A few other changes that have happened: we're going to have to define what a tardy is. From our desk, what we'd like to see is your door closes after the bell rings, and that now defines what a tardy is. And the more consistent we can have you be with that, the more successful we think this policy can be.
Well, that's all I have for your class meeting update. For WCSN, I'm Griffin.
Tigers, do you remember the bus crash that happened on US 30? Well, I've always wondered what happened to those students. Let's go to Ethan for an update.
About 2 months ago, a high school hockey team from St. Ignatius was involved in a bus crash that happened here in Warsaw.
Injuring 16 of their players finally got their chance back onto the ice, inviting Warsaw first responders and officials to watch the game. They beat their opponents 5-0 and had a wonderful game.
So congrats on your win, St. Ignatius. We're glad that you guys are back on your feet, and we hope that the rest of your season goes very well.
That's all we have for the news today.
We'll see you back here next time.